YouTube, what's going on? Kyle again from ePoolSupply. Today we are back with another What's in the Bag on A&A gear kits. Today we're going to tackle part number 540234. That is going to be your 6-port top feed retro kit. Stay tuned, we're going to dive right in. Alright guys, and we're back. So again, today we are going to go through a What's in the Bag on A&A's 6-port top feed retro kit. It's part number 540234. So this is going to completely revolutionize and rehabilitate your old style 6-port that may have had the old acrylic balls in the bottom. So if you guys want to know what that gear kit looks like, make sure you guys check out the links in the description. We've got a video that kind of shows you guys the difference on what to expect with that gear kit compared to purchasing this gear kit. So the differences between them two is this one's actually going to help you guys completely redo the valve and bring it up to newer specs compared to using the older technology with the acrylic balls. So let's dive in here and kind of just show you guys what comes with the bag. So first thing is your top feed gear kit. So whether or not you have a 5-port or a 6-port top feed, it's always going to be the same gear kit. The only difference when you're looking at the gear kits is always going to be based off of the cam that's located on the bottom as well as the impeller that's on the top. So with the top feed, they always use the same impeller. Low profiles use something different. I'll explain that when we get to that. But the difference between the actual gear kits is top feeds tend to be a much beefier gear kit with this extra piece of PVC around the top. A lot of people like to get crafty. If you guys actually pull this PVC ring off, you guys got a low profile gear kit, which is kind of nice. So if you guys accidentally purchase the wrong one, you can always just take that off and use it. So sometimes located on the bottom, the cam is already pre-installed. That's the squeaky noise you guys just heard me do on rocking this off the bottom of the gear kit. Sometimes it comes installed, sometimes it's just chilling in the bag. So I like to take it off just so I can show you guys the difference. If you guys do have the old acrylic ball style valve on the top feed, obviously you're going to have a much more oblong style cam that rotates on the bottom. If your acrylic balls are not cracked or chipped and they're still working efficiently, make sure you guys check out that links in the description. We've got that video to show you guys that gear kit, which is one that'll just help you replace that. But if you're looking to get away from that technology, or maybe they have broken or chipped, they are no longer made. They have been discontinued for years, so you cannot purchase them. So this is your next step, is going ahead and just upgrading the internal parts of the valve. If you want to get fancy, you can go ahead, cut the whole thing out, put in a brand new one with some newer push-in style flaps compared to the glue-in ones that we'll dive into here. But if you just want to get rid of the acrylic ball technology and move into the flap technology, this is the gear kit for you. So make sure you guys check out the links in the description. It'll take you to the website. You guys can kind of see more about it as well as purchase it directly from us. So cams, 6 ports, different for T-valves compared to your ball valve. Next thing is the impeller. So with the top feed impellers, they have the much smaller flanges compared to the taller flanges with a low profile. As the water's coming in from the top, it doesn't require as much surface area compared to the water coming in from the side. With a low profile, it requires a little bit more surface area in order to spin this impeller efficiently. So one key to tell the difference between a low pro and a top feed for you guys. So now, because you're going to do a full retro kit with this, and it is going to come with the actual flaps, they do give you the DevCon 2-part epoxy. Make sure before you guys actually break this open and you guys are ready to go, that you guys have everything cleaned up and ready to start gluing, because once you guys start squeezing this, it's like a very potent nail polish smell, so it can get a little, lightheadedness from using this. So making sure that you guys are ready to go and just doing it right then and there, you guys are good to go. It does come with its own stirring stick here. It's actually pressed in between the handle here, as well as a cap to try to cap it. In my experience, capping it never tended to really increase the longevity. Once you open it, it tends to be like you need to use it and be done with it. You can try to cap it, store it in a nice, dry, cool place, and you may be able to reuse it a few days or a week later, but the tendency of being able to use this the next time you need to purchase a gear kit or replace a T-flap is you're going to just need to purchase this separately. So good thing is they give it to you for your initial rebuild, so then that way you guys are good to go. So make sure you guys read the instructions on this thoroughly. It is a really good glue, so the last thing you guys want to do is start using this and not be ready for what it can do for you. So make sure you read the instructions on that for it. And then in conjunction with that, we'll bring out the actual flaps. So with a 6-port on a top feed, you're normally dealing with 1.5 inch, so they give you new glue-in style 1.5 inch flaps. They did get away with, they did go away with the metal clips that they used to have around the edges. They are now a plastic clip. They still have the bar that runs through. So as you guys are setting everything, make sure that everything is put together properly, because sometimes just in shifting and shipping to you guys, these tend to jostle around and come loose. So make sure everything's put together properly. So again, once you guys break open that DEFCON, you guys are ready to go. So they do give you some sandpaper. So if you guys are actually rebuilding your 6-port top feed that already has flaps in it, maybe the glue on the flaps has given up over time and the flaps are breaking loose and you just need to replace some of the flaps. They do give you sandpaper to make sure you take all those edges off, to make sure that when you do put new glue on there, that everything sits in there properly and it works efficiently for you guys. And then they also throw in the elevation tool. The key point with that elevation tool is it helps keep the flap up out of the port and level so that everything sits right, and then you don't accidentally glue the flap shut, because you glue the flap shut, it's pretty much stuck on there. You're going to have to cut the base out and start over anyways. And at that point, you're going to want to switch to a newer style valve anyways and go through that. So use the elevation tool. Always use the sandpaper, and then again, make sure you read the instructions on the DEFCON. We do have a video that'll actually walk you guys through how to completely redo the acrylic to the actual new glue-in style flaps. So make sure you guys check out the links in the description for that. It'll actually walk you guys through how to completely revamp it from that to the newer style for you. So they do throw instructions in there, but again, we like to think our videos are better, so I'm just going to go ahead and toss those off to the side. And then the next thing they always got in here is your new center shaft, your actual lid O-ring, which it may look like you're getting 2 O-rings, but it's just the same O-ring folded. Make sure you guys cut this open, pull it out. You guys will see it's just one large O-ring. And then they always throw in, for a top feed, it's always one washer. The washer is always meant to be used between the impeller and the gear kit. It just helps reduce friction between the plastics so that everything can last longer for you guys. So again, make sure you guys watch that video on the installation. We'll show you guys some cool tips and tricks on how to make sure that you guys get that fed in there properly so that everything sits back in the valve for you. And then of course they give you your anti-friction discs. Always give you 2 anti-friction discs. They go in the same exact location. You're going to put them on top of each other at the very bottom of the valve. The whole point of this is that the cam's going to sit on top, and then as this is rotating from all the water feeding through, this is going to reduce the friction between this plastic and the plastic of the valve. So very important that you put those in, otherwise you're going to have your gear kit sticking, especially if you have your chemical compositions off, things like that can always put extra wear and tear on these gear kits. So making sure that everything is in its correct place will make sure everything works longer for you. So again, this is going to be your 6-port top feed retro kit. It's going to either help you rebuild your current glue-in flap 6-port top feed, or it's going to help you transition from the older acrylic balls to the newer glue-in style, which again, the only other option besides those is going ahead and cutting out the valve entirely and moving into the new snap-in style flap. So again, we'll have links in the description below to show you guys all of those options so that you guys can check them out for yourself. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Be sure to subscribe. We've got a ton of videos coming your way on more A&A products, as well as every manufacturer out there. I really appreciate you guys watching. We love all the love and support. I'm Kyle from ePoolSupply. We'll see you next time.